Back in the 60s and 70s, if you recall, the black minority in America gave birth through the cultural zeitgeist of a comic heavyweight, Richard Pryor. Now we've got another oppressed minority in America, the Muslim minority, and quite possibly another comic heavyweight on the rise, Dean Obeidallah. Welcome to the show, Dean.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me on, Max.
All right, so let's just take a look at some of the recent stories that have come out of the press. Is flying while Muslim the new driving while black?
Well, I mean, it's a good point. You know, I could be honest with you. In America, it was worse in the few years after 9/11. But still, just the other, you know, like about a month ago, there was a Muslim family thrown off an AirTran flight. Simply, they would look suspicious, which means, let's be honest, they looked Muslim. So there are challenges for people. And as a comedian, I do my best to try to help my fellow Middle Eastern Americans and Muslim Americans by giving them tips on how to have less problems at the airport, which I will gladly share with you if you want to hear them.
Please do.
Well, I mean, the one thing is that the people on the one air flight had a problem. They were wearing a shirt with Arabic writing, and that's never going to work. So I explain this to my friends. I go, look, you want less problems at the airport? Remember this. Dress white, make your flight. Dress brown, never leave town. That's my expression to people. Like, wear like khaki pants and a polo shirt with a little animal like a tiger or an alligator. No camel. Don't wear the camel. That's not going to help you. So that's sort of my advice. It goes on and on, that joke. But the point is, it's hard enough if you look Indian. Forget, it doesn't matter your religion, to be honest, in America. If you look what people think a Middle Eastern or a Muslim person looks like. So if you're Indian, you're in trouble. It doesn't matter if you're Arab and you're Christian. It doesn't matter. If you look Middle Eastern, if you're an Italian guy with too much of a tan, you're going to have problems here in the States at the airport.
Speaking of the Arabic T-shirt wearing on planes, a person who was on a flight wearing one of these Arabic T-shirts, and he was asked to remove the T-shirt. He just received a payout of $240,000.
Well, now things have changed. That was because the guy flew on JetBlue, and it was about a year ago, and they just settled the claim about 3 weeks ago for $240,000. So now I'm telling people, if you need some money, dress like an Arab, go to the airport. Let's see what happens. You know, dress brown and money will drown is my new expression for people.
Going back to the profiling that was happening, there was a study out this week by the National Academy of Sciences, and here's the headline from their study. Strong profiling is not mathematically optimal for discovering rare malfeasors.
Which means what, exactly?
Yeah.
Rare malfeasors is the scientific word for terrorist.
I like that. It's much better. He's alleged rare malfeasance. Sounds better than he's alleged terrorist. I like that. You know, if they say it's not working, it's not working. It's clearly not. I mean, come on. I mean, there's a lot more than just picking up brown people at the airport to know who's a terrorist and who's not. There's a lot of other things that go into it. And it really makes people who are American, who are born here, but they happen to be Muslim or happen to be Middle Eastern, feel less American simply because of their heritage or religion. And to me, that's completely in contradiction to what America's supposed to stand for. And I hate to be like, you know, Mr. America, but the ideals of why my father came from Palestine to America and my grandparents on my mom's side came from Sicily was for America supposed to be tolerant, open, you know, respecting all religions and all backgrounds. And that's the inherent problem with racial profiling.
Now, my understanding is that you did a comedy show in the Mideast, and you were, I think, the first stand-up comic to do a Mideast. Can you talk a little bit about that? I found that very interesting.
What we just did in December 2008 was the Amman Stand-Up Comedy Festival. And that was the first comedy festival in the history of the Middle East. And it was 5 nights, and it was in Amman, Jordan. And all the the comedy's in English. People always ask me, what do they laugh at? They really laugh at the same jokes they laugh at here in America.
Well, how do you handle the heckler out there? How do you handle that situation?
I could throw a shoe, I could duck a shoe, whatever it takes. I'm used to it. I grew up in an Arab household.
What was scarier, flying in America while Arab or Muslim, or traveling in the Middle East as an American?
Well, I mean, I haven't had any problems in the Middle East. And it's really, I keep telling people, it's not, in America we kept telling it's us against them. It's not. It's all of us are together. There's a few them who all of us hate. You know, the terrorists are the ones who Arabs hate too, because they kill Arabs all the time. You know, they don't care. They blow up Muslims. They don't care at all. They're horrible people. So it's all of us against a few them. And I'm really hoping during Obama, but you know, even though things have changed in 9/11, even recent incidents, when you live in America and if you're of my heritage, you think of the worst case scenario. Like we had the plane landing in the Hudson River here safely, thank God. But every Middle Eastern American thought the same thing. You know, please don't let it be a terrorist. And then like it was geese, and you're like, oh, please don't let Al-Qaeda be training geese. So, you know, you live in this world where you hope there's no geese of mass destruction out there.
Let them know that
I think I'm...
All right, well, they're telling me here that the booking is over. You have to pay extra.
Okay,
I'm
great.
sorry, BBC.
Bye, bye, bye.
All right, bye, guys. Thanks very much for having me on.
See ya.
Take care, Max and Stacy. Thank you.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dave. All right, it's time now for our final prediction. It's already full of smoke, I think. Let's open this up. Look at this. Look at this. You get a whole smoke thing going on. Look at that. Sales of Arabic T-shirts soar as unemployed hope for payout from airlines. And number 2, as legal costs of removing Muslim-looking passengers mounts, U.S. airlines add a surcharge to their ticket prices. That's it for the Oracle this week. Thanks to my guests, Allison Smale and Richard Stevenson. From Stacy, Herbert, and myself, it's bye for now. And remember, there's always the future.